present for the Planning Commission meeting. I will go ahead and call the meeting to order. I believe it's about 1:02. First item on the agenda is approval of the minutes from the February 1st, 2021 meeting. Andrew had sent most of those to you already, so unless you have any corrections or changes, I'll entertain a motion and second to approve.
Motion to approve.
Thank you, Doug.
Second.
All right, thank you, Dick. Any further discussion on those? Andrew, call roll.
Okay, motion on the floor to approve the February 1st, 2021 Planning Commission meeting minutes. Doug?
Yes.
Dick?
Yes.
Tommy?
Yes.
Barney?
Yes.
Brian?
Yes.
Carrie?
Yes.
Tyson?
Yes.
All right, motion carried, minutes approved.
Okay, first item on the agenda is the site development plan review for Bigby Coffee at 1001 South Main Street. I'll go ahead and turn the meeting over to Andrew.
You all should have received a site plan in your packet. I will let you know that there is a revised site plan. It is the one up on the screen. They had to shift the driveway on East South Street to the west a little bit. The one on your drawing shows it going through the power pole there, so we had to shift it over about 10 feet. There is an issue, there is a guy wire located where the driveway is going out onto South Street. It's my understanding that it is not a city utility guy wire, it is a phone or cable company guy wire. So we're gonna have to, you're gonna have to contact them and get that worked out, see if it can be relocated. As you can see, we're kind of close to that intersection already. I really don't want to shift that drive any further west than it already is. The proposed site, they have an entrance off of South Main Street. You can pull in and park or go through the drive-through. They've also added a bypass lane around the drive-through. And then exit onto East South Street when you leave the site. Bryan or Heather with Bigby Coffee is on video, along with Denny Bell, who designed the site plan. You guys have anything you want to add?
I don't have anything.
I don't think we have anything either.
Andy?
Yeah.
So, that turn, when you come out of the parking lot, it looks like you can either turn right or turn left onto East South Street.
Correct.
Okay. By turning left, does that cause any issues to the existing intersection there? Can they still make, if you got trucks or whatever the case may be coming from South Main and turning right onto East South Street, is there any issues there?
I don't foresee any issues. You might be sitting in that turn lane in the driveway for a while because cars might be backed up for the stoplight, but
Yeah, we've talked about this, Tommy, in our office. Andy and I have a lot on should we require right turn only when you leave? And Andy just hit the nail on the head. If people are going to sit there for a while, they're going to realize, you know, maybe we should turn right and find our own way around, or if I'm turning left, you know, you can wait for the cycle, the traffic signals to work out. I know probably at high noon it'd be pretty busy there. They're going to have to find another way, but there's a lot of other locations in town that are very similar. You know, the Marathon at Wilson Street there, they're pretty close to the intersection. So you just, it's going to have to take the people a little bit of time to educate themselves on how to maneuver this site. But we don't foresee any major traffic problems. But again, I'm sure the first month or two they're open, it's going to be crazy because I've been at the Defiance one and it's pretty busy. And we hope they stay busy nonstop. It'd be great great for us to have that. So, but I think driver education is going to be a key, but I don't foresee any long-term issues or any major accidents happening because of this.
Well, I'm sorry, Dick, go on.
No, go ahead.
Well, my concern right off the bat is to the south of that property is Debbie's Tasty Free. So getting out of there now is an issue. Getting out of Debbie's onto
Right.
South Main Street is an issue. I just see that prolonging. I mean, I just see.
Well, there's
you
no.
know that you can't, the only way you can go down South Main Street, you gotta get in that turn lane,
To go south, right.
Yeah, because
Yep.
you can't, well, either way, but I'm
Right.
just saying, if you come out of her house, out of her business, right onto Main Street, South Main. So you can either come out of Debbie's, turn left, or turn right. If you turn right, you're gonna have to stay in that curb lane, right?
Well, we're not, there's no access on Main Street from this property. It's enter only. You can only drive into the property from South
Okay,
Main Street.
okay.
The only way out is on South Street.
Okay,
So it won't be, there should be no issue on Main Street because it's, at the drawing here, enter and enter. It's only enter in. And that was one of our requirements from in the office was enter in. Because we didn't want traffic trying to pull out and cross Main Street.
okay. And then let's back up again, back there where the turn lane is. If you're gonna go east on Main, or on east, or East South Street, okay? If you're gonna turn left there or turn right, there's no issues there.
I don't think so. You may have to wait a little bit to turn left to get into one of the turn lanes for either traffic to get through the intersection or for traffic to move around. But again, if it does become an issue for people that they're waiting a while, they'll learn just to turn right and make their way around.
Would you anticipate excess traffic using the bypass lane for those folks that want to avoid the traffic signal and are going down East-South Street? I mean, the
If they-
bypass looks like they can turn right in there and buzz right around.
If they do that, I would think that the property owner would probably put a speed bump in to slow them down, if that happens. It's gonna happen potentially anyways, people are gonna cut through there, so if that does, we can't really control what happens on their site, but I'm sure that Heather and Bryan would probably put a speed bump in there and, take care of that problem right there. Of course, maybe they'll stop in and buy coffee, that might work out good for them, but.
Well, I'm a little confused as to why you have a bypass lane.
Deliveries was one.
Oh, okay.
The second, if somebody pulled in and something happens, they gotta go, emergency arises, they don't have any way to get out of there. And, if you're 10 cars deep, you're stuck.
In the drive-through.
Right.
Yeah,
So-
and the other piece is their employees, it looks like they've got parking spaces there the employees can park in, so they can just come through the bypass lane and enter over there.
Be similar to Dairy Queen, when you're leaving there, you've got the drive-up window and you got the bypass lane next to it, where people are leaving.
Okay, gotcha.
But again, Andy and I have looked at this. We've only seen a site drawing. We haven't seen a grading plan or stormwater retention, but that typically comes with the design portion after the development plan review here with this. But Andy and I don't see any issues with the site ourselves. Again, I do share some concerns that you guys have with the South Street traffic, but I don't think it's going to be that large of a long-term issue to warrant me putting up a big red flag for this personally. But again, the final construction drawings, if you guys approve this, will still need to be approved through our office, where we'll take care of the landscape plan, stormwater retention, and the final site design on it.
Who is the site planner on this?
Denny Bell, Bell Engineering.
Well, I'll make a motion that we recommend to council for the approval of the final.
Actually, this will just, we just approve it here. This doesn't go to council.
Okay,
But if you do make the motion, I would
for the
just,
preliminary.
correct, yeah.
Okay.
That you would approve the development plan review with final construction drawings to be approved through the engineer's office. That's what I would recommend your motion be.
That's my motion.
All right.
Second.
Okay, I got a motion on the floor to approve the site development plan with final approval through city engineer's office. Dick,
Yes.
who seconded that?
Tommy did.
Okay. Tommy,
Yes.
Doug,
Yes.
Barney,
Yes.
Bryan,
Yes.
Carrie,
Yes.
Tyson,
Yes.
all right, site development plan approved. And I will get you the minutes hopefully later this week for review.
And on a side note, I appreciate you guys going through the process. I know finding a lot wasn't very easy in the beginning, so we look forward to having you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, item 3, Andrew, whenever you're ready.
Carrie, can you scroll down?
Yes, I can.
The next item is a setback variance for Insane Image at 435 South Union Street. We kind of got several options on this one. Mara's here representing Insane Image. He would like to add car bays on the back of the existing building. As you can see on the drawing there, I got 6 bays. The yellow line there on the very edge of the building is the actual lot line. So the building doesn't set square with the lot. So adding on to the existing building, he may get on the neighbor's property, which is owned by L.E. Smith. Is my understanding that L.E. Smith wants to hang on to this property to use for a potential future driveway to their facility on East Wilson Street. Per code, the setback would be 25 feet off the side and rear. As you can see, this current building currently sits into that. That red line is actually the building setbacks for the lot. So he's already well out of that. So this is his primary option, to add 5 bays. I guess the reason why we're here is with that 25-foot setback, how close would you feel comfortable with him building to the property line? We're asking for pretty much a 0 lot line here. This is option 1. Carrie, can you scroll down to option 2? Option 2 would be build a separate standalone building along the rear property line. That building, I'm showing 5 bays. That building would be set back 10 feet off the side and rear property lines. So we'd be asking for a 15-foot variance on side and rear. If that was an option, is my understanding, Amar, this is not the preferred option. You'd rather be attached to the building. If you could, go to the podium.
Hello, my name is Amar Rojan. I'm with Insane Image in Bryan, Ohio. And so both ways, cost-wise, it's the same. If it attaches to the building like the first plan, we would gain an extra bay, but not only that, it would just make more sense for the building to be one, just because of the way the business is. So Insane Image is a custom car, motorcycle shop. our newest addition, the reason for the addition is the commercial window tinting side of it. So we do a lot of home residential. Example, we're doing the courthouse uptown this Saturday. We're tinting their windows. So stuff like that. So we need a clean space for the commercial tint because it can't be contaminated with the automotive side. So that's the reason for the extension, but it would be obviously better if we can expand like the original, the first diagram. The reason why the property ended up this way is because that parking lot next to it, well, that grass area, the lot, it used to be one. So L.E. Smith, we purchased the building from L.E. Smith. So it used to be one property and they split it when they reserved for the driveway. And so that's when we purchased the other section with the building. So that's kind of why the building sits on that weird angle. And so we were told when we purchased it that we had 8 feet on the outside of the fence line. So Andy came and measured it, and it kind of is that way on those 3 points, but this right rear corner, it is set back in. I think Andy said it would be right on the line if we went the 85 feet.
It'd be close.
Right, really close. So I thought maybe we can go to L.E. Smith and see if they would be okay with us allowing the space, because we're not technically on the property, but we need the variance. So we were gonna see if that was allowed. But that's where we're at. The other option is, so from the first quote we got for this addition to Friday, it has tripled the cost of doing the addition. So it went from $100,000 to $300,000 because of the cost of everything now. So that was the other section, the other part we were gonna try to get done with Andy. I mentioned it to him earlier. So off to the side here, because of the cost right now, and we still have to try to get this thing approved, but right, you mind if I walk up to the monitor? So right here, there is a 25 by, it's 26 long by 15 wide concrete pad that Baker's Gas used to put their propane tanks on. So because of the cost, so because of the cost of the new addition, and we have to get it approved again by the, bank, we were wondering if we can put a building, a carport building, enclosed carport building on that, just so we can keep working with the window tint, because we don't have a clean space. So that was the other question, or the other approval we needed to know if we can put a temporary screw-down style carport, just enclosed with electric, so we have light, and so we have somewhere to, work and have a clean environment for the window film. It's really causing an issue for us, because the space, we're just very difficult. So that's kind of where we're at.
So the carport, though,
You're
with
gonna
it
have-
being enclosed as a separate building, not
I was gonna say,
necessarily.
you're gonna have issues with the state on the plan approval as far as firewalls go. I think that might be part of your cost, because I think if you're within 10 feet of the property line, I think they really, depending on the use, they really ding you, and
I think we have 10 feet.
well, on the east side though, with your or north side, excuse me, you're gonna need to have probably a block firewall on the north side of that building, and that might be where part of your cost went, because the state has different rules than we have as far as building close to a property line. So, I mean, you're gonna have to entertain that. I think even with that, even the temporary screw-down structure, you're still gonna have to get state plan approval on that building.
Yes,
For the state
you will.
permit on that. So they may require more than, I mean, if you're thinking a $2,000 or $3,000 building, they may require
No,
you to
it's-
put a firewall in there as
Right.
well, so.
It was like a $15,000 deal, but it is still a enclosed carport with one roll-up door so we
Right.
can get in and out, and a side door for emergency, but, yeah, it would just be a bolt-on structure onto the existing pad that we have now. It is gonna be removable, but it
Right.
is on that.
Did you make contact with L.E. Smith, or were you not able to?
Not yet, we were kinda waiting to see how things went here today and know if it's even possible or not.
Let's say, because it would have been nice to know before the meeting whether or not.
It's very difficult because they're a corporation. When
Right.
I bought that building, I still haven't talked or met any of them in person.
Right.
Because it gets sent to them and then it goes to their, it goes to a meeting and then they'll get back with you. But you don't deal with anybody directly there, so it's difficult.
If we'd approve Plan 1 with the contingency that they'd have to have L.A. Smith permission in the back,
Right,
is that an option?
right.
Well,
And
I-
that's what
I would almost like to have Ellie Smith's permission before we approve it.
Okay.
Just my personal opinion, because I hate to say, yeah, we'll allow this if they agree. It kind of puts the pressure on them that they have to agree.
So either
I-
way, we wouldn't do anything without both permission from both, we could make it so you can't do anything without permission from both. So we don't have to keep going back and forth, but I don't know.
Doug, the firewall issue with the state, that's a first come, first serve, right?
Okay,
No existing building, you're not gonna have to put a firewall there.
okay,
If that building is already there, then the next building in has to do that fire separation. Because right now you have fire separation.
right, okay, yeah, 'cause there's nothing there, right, you are correct, okay,
So it's the lumber cost that has skyrocketed.
right.
Yeah,
Sorry.
3 times. Well, yeah, from 100,000 to 297.
Yeah.
But we're literally gonna have to shut down if we don't have space.
So, correct me if I'm wrong here, you are no longer in a big hurry for the big addition.
No, because
got
now we have to
time-
get,
We got time to figure stuff out on that. Your more pressing issue is with the carport, to at least get you one
we
day
need
so
any
you can get
space we
going.
can get as soon as possible.
Does that require state permit and not us?
He will
Since
still
it's-
need a state
You
permit
can
for
still need a
that.
state permit and a local permit, yes.
But he's still asking for a side yard variance, a setback variance on the side yard.
Yes, because it doesn't meet the 25 feet.
How close is it?
It's 10 from the
Concrete
property.
pad,
Doesn't
It's pretty close to
look
I'd
bad.
property
say
line.
probably 5.
Well, actually, it's only about 2 or 3 from the fence, but apparently we have 8 feet on the outside of the fence.
Really?
Yes.
I think there's a flag sitting there right now, isn't there, on that side?
What is it?
Of your
A
building?
flag?
A flag?
I think Andy put,
Yeah, we marked the property.
I think he put one on the,
I don't think we found anything along that fence, but I think the fence is the property line, so. Now, you might have like an 8-foot easement to maintain your stuff, but you actually don't own it, right?
maybe that's possible,
So.
because our AC sits out there. The AC for my building sits out on the
Yeah.
outside of the building.
Really light white line by the yellow line, is that the fence?
Yes,
Yes.
Is it, because the yellow line is the property line?
yep.
It looks like the
So
fence
we-
is over the property.
Yeah.
No, depending on the angle of the
It's
aerial
parallel,
photo.
yeah, it's parallel with the building, but the property line's not parallel with the building.
Andy, have you had
On
any
that.
comments from Ellie Smith or from Frontier Communications?
No. The only comment I received on this was the trailer park across the street. They were just inquiring what's going on. I told them possible addition on the backside. They were fine with it. They said, yeah, we don't care what they do on the backside, so.
I guess I'm not as hung up on the small structure, allowing them the setback variance on that, but I don't know if we as a commission should act on the other items. Possibly, I'll just throw this out there, maybe we could table the other 2 items until he comes back with more information, and then if he does get it, then he wouldn't have to pay the fee again. He could just come in here and do it. I mean, I would consider that on the 2 big options, but it'd be up to you guys on the smaller structure if you want to allow that carport type facility to be installed within the setback or not. I'm not hung up either way on that, so.
I think my concern with the carport is we didn't notify any of, like, Frontier and the trailer park of that, so, or Ellie Smith.
Well,
Yeah.
they knew they were asking for a setback variance, so.
Yeah,
On
they
the
didn't know
side.
which side.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we didn't send them
Well, you
drawings.
just said back of the property, so I think that's where, okay.
That slab
Already
for is
there.
temporary construction, that's non-conforming anyway,
Right.
so there would be no problem there.
Yeah, it's not permanent.
Yeah.
We can move it at any time.
And then if you do get approval and build your addition, that building will then go away, or?
Well, I'd
possibly
like to
just-
keep it for storage, if it's possible. I'd hate to spend $15,000 and then have to take it down if I don't have to, so if we could
Well,
make
just
it.
for vehicle traffic.
Right, so if it becomes an issue in the future, then absolutely.
That concrete's pretty tough,
It's 6 inches.
6 inches, yeah, so.
Have to ramp up on one side at least to get in.
Yes, and so the ramp would be on the side where the entrance is,
Right.
straight. So you pull straight in the driveway.
So that's just my opinion on it. You guys do what you want, just,
Well, I personally agree with the recommendation from the engineering department that we do go ahead and table the matter. And as far as the utilization of the slab, I think that's a non-issue, really. It's not gonna be a permanent structure. It's gonna be bolted down.
Right.
Yeah.
It can be removed.
Yeah, it's just like, they said they just screw it into the ground and it's removed.
So, but it will be within the 25-foot setback, so I think we need, if you wanna go that route, we need to get something on paper that says.
yeah, we still need to give them a variance.
Yeah.
Grant the variance for the carport.
Okay. Well, I'll make such a motion that.
I just
Go
have
ahead.
I just have a comment. I mean, again, is there any concern with Ellie Smith not being aware of what's going on until after all of a sudden we make a motion
Well, and-
here,
and
and then they hear about it on the street, they hear in the newspaper, whatever the case may be, and you haven't approached them yet, and that,
We're
I
not-
see an issue.
We're gonna, I'm recommending that you table the two items that touch their property. The only one we're looking at possibly approving that he made the motion for was the one that touches the phone company's property.
Yeah, Alan Smith wouldn't be.
Yeah, we wanna table the other two items
Well,
because
that
I want him to,
actually-
go ahead,
That
sir.
is not Frontier,
That's
that
not
is
Frontier.
VRT.
Okay, yeah.
Frontier is the building on the other side.
Okay,
So that's-
right, sorry,
that's
I'm off
VRT's
one.
parking lot, yeah.
Okay.
So I didn't wanna mislead you guys.
So
Okay,
Tommy,
right.
if you see the handprint on the TV, this is the area that was the non-conforming structure right there.
Right,
And Ellie Smith is over here.
right.
Correct, it's in the opposite side of the building.
So yeah, I think we tabled the portion that involves Ellie Smith.
Which
Yeah.
Ellie Smith was notified if
Yeah.
they're within the 250-foot radius.
But they're difficult, I mean, we'll wait, but they're difficult.
Do you have a contact?
Yeah, I'll reach out
Okay.
to my contact.
Okay.
So the one that Mr. Hallett proposed does not touch the L.E. Smith property. It
Correct.
touches the
Yeah, that whole
property
building is
adjacent.
inside our fence. It's inside the property, inside the fence. It's close on the one side to VRT, but it's still inside the fence on our
But
side.
the other piece to me is it's already existing.
Yeah, and
I
that's,
mean, he's gonna build up on a
and
building,
that's
but
it,
the
you know.
pad's there.
if it wasn't there, then we would put it where we can, but it's already there. So it's useless space if we don't use it, kind of deal.
Well, I'll second Mr. Hallett's motion.
Did you get all that in a minute? Andrew?
Yeah. All right, so we got a motion on the floor to approve the carport on the south property line. I'm gonna call that a 20-foot relief of a 25-foot setback.
That's fair.
And then I see.
We'll do that item next. So Dick made the motion,
Yes.
Brian seconded,
Yes.
Doug,
Yes.
Tommy,
Yes.
Barney,
Yes.
Carrie,
Yes.
Tyson?
Yes.
All right, motion carried, setback variance for the carport approved.
I would then make a motion to table the other two items, request A and B at this point in time, and allow allow Insane and Image 1 year to come back to us and request this gets pulled off the table.
I'll
That way,
second.
that way this doesn't hang out here for 10 years.
I'll second that.
Thank you guys very much. Appreciate it.
All right, motion on the floor to table the additional building plans for 1 year. Brian,
Yes.
Doug,
Yes.
Dick,
Yes.
Tommy,
Yes,
Barney,
Yes.
Carrie,
Yes,
Tyson?
Yes.
All right, motion tabled. As long as you come back within a year, there'll be no fee for the addition off the bat, yeah.
Right.
Yep,
yes.
yes.
You'll have to get a state permit again, but, right?
What's that?
Will he have to get a state permit for the temporary?
Yes, yes, you will need a state permit for the carport.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Nope.
You don't have to if you want to go back to work.
And,
Unfortunately, I gotta go back.
Yep. It's nice meeting you.
I'd like to hang out, but, okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
I'll try to get
Have a
copies
good
of
day.
the minutes to you this week. So you know.
And then, whatever, we can do with the,
Yeah, I'll get with you.
thank you guys.
Yep.
Okay, whenever you're ready, Andy, you can hit the last item on the agenda.
All right, item number 4 on the agenda is an accessory building variance for John Trippy, located at 110 West Edgerton Street. This is the old train depot. They would like to build a 10 by 12, 10 by 14, somewhere in that area, open lean-to in the front yard. Kind of hard to see on the drawing there, but it's the black square out by the guardrail to the underpass. So they're looking in that area right there. The reason for this request is to shelter a meat smoker that they will be using to prepare food for the old train depot.
Now, I do know there is an issue with, I believe, the electric service on this, and I don't know if Al or someone from utilities is on and they want to, feel free to comment on it, but I know in this vicinity there is a buried electric service, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, if they were gonna build something over the service, we'd request it to be relocated at their cost.
Okay.
I know it's just a 200 amp, single phase service that goes over there, I believe.
Right, but still, we do not want to build on top of it, I agree.
Right.
what type of, cost we talking?
To relocate a service? Oh, I don't know. Al, do you know what that cost would be ballpark to relocate that? $1,000 maybe? I don't know, just a guess. Tommy was asking.
Well, I know our fees would, I mean, we wouldn't have any fees. They would just have to, dig down and run a conduit, from the building out to the pole.
And pull new wire.
Probably. They got a new meter base, so they wouldn't have that fee. I don't know. I'd say under 1,000.
Okay, just a guess. Tommy was curious.
How much?
Under 1,000.
Oh, under,
Thank you, Al. Appreciate that.
Yep.
Al, how close could they build to it? Is there a certain distance?
Yeah, that's, we're, as long as the underground is in the right of way, I mean, I don't know if there's a setback there or anything. I see the right of way line on the drawing, I believe, but, they could, I don't know, a couple feet would be fine.
Just so they were able to dig down on it, or if you guys were whoever, if necessary, and not damage the structure.
Correct.
Okay.
Has there been any comments from the adjoining property?
I have not heard any comments on this one. The reason for this request, accessory buildings are supposed to be located in a side or rear yard. As you can see here, they have no rear yard.
And they really don't have a side yard.
And their
No.
side yard is now parking lot, so.
You got the guardrail.
So, and the location where they're proposing it is probably the flattest spot on the whole site. That orange ramp there, I got makeshift drawn in there, leads from the deck. And it's at a pretty good incline coming down there, so there's not a lot of places they could put this thing.
Yeah, and when we visited the building, I mean, really the viaduct fencing is right up against this back window, so he doesn't have
Right.
any place to go on that side.
And they're not gonna hurt, there's a limited access right away there that we can't cross, they can't put a driveway in, plus the underpass is there, so it's not gonna hurt the city necessarily. The only utilities that I'm aware of that are nearby was this electric service.
Correct.
Our sewer is far enough away, so I don't think it's gonna adversely affect the city itself or the utility office, either one, other than the electric service. So I was mixed on this. It didn't make me any difference, really.
Any fire concerns?
I'll go ahead and make the motion for approval of the variance request
With the requirement?
with the requirement that,
Stay 3 feet away from the electric or so,
correct.
Okay.
Whatever
utilities office
is
requests.
reasonable.
Okay.
Second.
Okay, we got a motion on the floor to approve the variance, following, electrical comments? How we wanna word that?
You can say maybe that the cost is to the owner to either move the line or stay 3 feet away from it where the construction is. Is that fair, Brian?
Yeah, that's fair.
All right.
Absolutely.
All right, so Dick made a motion to approve the variance request, adhering to the electrical comments
Mhm.
Correct.
stated above. Carrie seconded. All right, Dick,
Yes.
Carrie,
Yes.
Doug,
Yes.
Tommy,
Yes.
Barney,
Yes.
Brian,
Yep.
Tyson?
Yes.
All right, variance approved.
I know, I don't have anything more for the agenda. Andrew, I don't know if you do.
I have not had any requests,
The
so.
oldest kids had to
Hey,
clean
Barney.
their restroom.
Barney.
Okay.
Mr. Beavers, we're still doing the meeting.
I have not had any requests. I think we're already past the deadline for June meeting,
Okay, Mayor, do you have anything else to add?
I have not been asked to add anything.
so.
Okay. Unless anyone else has anything to add, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Thank you, Doug.
Second.
Multiple seconds.
All right, motion to adjourn. Doug,
Yes.
Dick,
Yes.
Tommy,
Yep.
Barney,
Yes.
Brian,
Yep.
Carrie,
Yes.
Tyson.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you all for coming out.
All right, thank you.